listen to this. We've all worked hard to accomplish a particular goal in our lives. Well, I read an article that suggests high achievers feel most fulfilled when they're busy and challenged. Without a clear goal to work toward, your day-to-day life is completely upended. So the article is saying that once there's a chance that, once you reach your goals, you may still feel let down or empty.
Oh, wow.
So ladies, what do you think about this? Or has this ever happened to you?
I mean, okay, the thing about goals is that you're supposed to set multiple ones. I thought it's not just one big goal. Like, for example, for me, I'm like, when I decided I wasn't going to be an engineer, I wanted to be an entertainer. So then I started setting different types of goals to fall into entertainment.
Gotcha.
So I'm still working on my goals. It's hard. I mean,
Right.
because there are certain things I want to do. I want to get into animation. Then I also want to, I did the authorship.
Yes.
So now I'm an author. But it's like I still have other goals, like a sitcom, another stand-up special. So for me, when you truly are a goal setter, it's not just one goal. It's multiple goals. And when you're an entrepreneur, there's always like maybe your own business. Then maybe, you have to do a site. It's different things.
But do you cherish But do you cherish the goal that you reached? Once you wrote a book, was that satisfying for you? Did you enjoy it, or do you completely start
something new? I wanted to write another book. Because it was never I was happy. I will say this. When you do reach the goal, I think you should celebrate. I think you should be happy. But you should not, I'm going to say it like, you should not be satisfied. You still have work to do. And that could be politically, that could be personally, or whatever. You get married, you're like, I have a happy marriage. But there's still something.
So much work to do.
Exactly. And that goal, I'm in a relationship, but it's still work. It's work in relationships. So I didn't understand how some people feel like, I done reached my goal, now I'm upended. Even if you're a millionaire, it's like it should be goals that you're trying to reach.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, my takeaway on this was, how like when women are getting married and you start planning, the dress, the napkins, the music, the DJ, and by the time the wedding comes, you're done. Right? And some people feel like, oh my God, I reached this goal, now what do I do? So I think for me, I'm like, well, do you continue doing something else? Because once you reach that, then you want to get to something else, but you should celebrate the one that you just did.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Do you feel unfulfilled in those moments? Like, do you personally, are you the kind of person that, when you get there and you're like, okay, I did it, does it bring you sadness or does it bring you happiness? I think there are two different kinds of people.
There is.
That, they get there and, the moment happens and then they're like, that's it. I just spent the whole last year planning for this moment. It came and it went. And now it's over. And there's a sadness.
Like that.
I don't see it that way either.
But there are some people that do.
But there are people that do see it that way.
But that's what I'm saying to them. There's still something else. So you got the wedding. Now you got the reception. Then you got the honeymoon.
Right.
Then you got whatever else is happening.
Then there's house planning. Then there's being a wife. Then there's being an amazing.
Or a mother.
You can always plan your life to always have new levels and new steps and new things that you want to accomplish. This made me feel wildly unambitious.
Oh, because
I was like, no, I feel just fine where I'm at. And when I complete it, I'd be like, oh, damn, thank the Lord, that's over most of the time. If I had to work towards something really hard, I'm just being honest. Most of the time, I'm like, oh, thank God that's finished. And I know this sounds really silly, and for people out there, I don't think of, big, crazy goals like that. Like I said, maybe I'm just not ambitious in that way. For me, one of the biggest goals I've set for myself is, working out, being healthy. I'll lose 20 pounds in season 5 and have that same 20 pounds right back in season 6. I lose it
We talk about weight over here.
Yeah, we're not.
But for me, that's been a struggle. And I feel like sometimes when I do reach that goal, sadly, it's just a reminder that it's not over. That I've done it.
That's what I mean.
Right. I've done it before. I've done it before. I've lost the weight. I've been at my goal. And then I'm like, now I have to actually maintain this and keep it up.
Right.
It's always something.
There's always something that you have to work towards.
I think that's
always.
what you have to
I think
remember
that's the key.
when you're
For
dealing
sure.
with that. It's always something.
Yeah.
You reach that goal, be proud, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But there's always something. So you probably need to ask yourself, what is it that I need to
Struggle.
do after this?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And instead of getting excited about it, I roll my eyes at the idea of working harder and harder and harder. Okay, ladies, in our homes, I'm sure we all have something that we've never used, but we're still holding on to. I actually read
my
an article
God.
that said when people decide not to use something at one point in a time, the item can start to feel more special. And as it feels more special, they want to protect it and are less likely to want to use it in the future. Ladies, are you guilty of this? You looking like this is you.
Oh, I have a water pick that every time I see my dentist, he's like, so how's the water pick? I go, great. I never use it. I don't even know where it is.
The water pick, I have an amazing
water
water
pick.
pick. I get excited about it, I use it, and then I do slack off. Then I end up putting it away because it looks like I have a dentist's office in my bathroom. It looks like a whole thing.
I have a portable fireplace, and I have never used it.
What? Why not?
Is it pretty?
It's so
That
gorgeous.
sounds
That's
beautiful.
why when you were reading, I was like, I love my portable fireplace, but I've never. It's white and it's
Oh.
square, and I know it can look like the flames could come, but I've never used it.
Put it in your room.
I
Sit on the
know.
floor on a carpet.
Yes.
But it's so
Read a
special
book.
to me because
It
it
is?
was like, yeah, because it was like
How
I met
special is
James,
it?
and then I got the portable fireplace because I was like, woo, we gonna
make this sexy time.
We gonna make it sexy.
Yes,
It's
chick.
lit it up. We never ever have lit it up, but I'm gonna keep it forever. I
Yes.
love it. I love it. So.
I am the person that downloads apps that I'm never gonna use. I don't know
there's
why.
that.
Back to this weight loss thing. I end up with I literally have a app that tells me so I'm supposed to put in it how much water I drink a day.
Okay.
I have an app that has me calculate everything I've eaten that day. I
Yeah.
have an app to count my steps, and I have an app to tell me if I've done my fasting, my intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then it'll like go an alarm off, and it's like, you have not logged your fasting for a week, for 2 weeks, and then I look at it and I swipe it away.
You are
and then
spending
I end
so
up
much
getting
money.
statements.
That's what I mean.
That's exactly right.
And you
It's
have
charging
used
me a
it.
subscription of
keep-
like $9.99 a month.
Exactly.
Right. And they
Mike.
keep
And I got like
upping
20 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to stop that.
Out of control.
Yeah.
Out of control.
When I find my water pick, you can stop that.
There we go.
And then you use your fireplace.